Hello everybody, it is MAGMA and welcome to LCT, aka Lego Collection Tips. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look or talk about organizing parts, and this is kind of a big part because when you're always having those leftover pieces, or you just got these old sets, you part it out, or you just have pieces in any way, at some point you're going to need to place them or stack them. So right here, guys, in front of you, I have all my different type of bins I have been using in the last, I guess I could say in the last few years I've been doing so, and actually organizing my parts. I used to have just a big bucket. And so yeah, so here I've got all the types for keeping parts or in by color. This is specifying on parts and so on. So I'm going to stop talking and actually going to get into this. Here's my first bin. Whoops. So yeah. So right here, this is where I keep all my weapons. Here I've got all my lightsabers. Here I've got all the lightsaber parts. Here it's kind of random. Oh wait, no, it's not. So yeah, here I got all my pistols, snipers or tubes, all my flick guns. That is definitely lost forever. And all these other types of guns, radios and all that stuff, backpacks. And so that's how I do organize my guns, weapons. Next up right here, and this is what I really suggest for a lot of you. If you guys are going to go ahead and start doing some little custom builds, it is so much more useful to have these. So here I've got all these regular ones. I really don't know what they're called. The gray ones and so on. So sometimes you kind of have to mix because the pieces are almost identical. Save some space. So yeah, but this is just the same, but with all these like kind of Technic pins and pieces. I think these are called Technic pins. I'm not sure. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say about it. So that's my little box right here. I'm actually gonna keep the camera here and start moving things around to stay more clear. So here I've got two of these. I don't know the names to all of these, but I'm pretty sure you guys can find something similar around the corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this one, and you can actually open up, and here on the top you have this, and here if you open up like this, you can have here. So right here I've got all my battle droid arms. These break very easily, so it's nice to keep them in the little buckets. This is kind of weird to say, but here are all of my extra figures I don't need and I really have no place or use for. Most likely going to be sold sometime or someday on some website such as Bricklink and so on. Here I've got all my translucent pieces, and this is very, very useful. Just putting your pieces like this, sorting them, and you're like, oh, I don't know, I need a translucent red stud. You just go on and search around. Found one. Oops. So yeah. And it is always better to keep these like so. If you guys are going to build, don't keep it in one big bucket. It is one big mess. And next up I found was these. Now these work the same. They're just smaller. Top one has a hatch. The lower ones just open up like this. So here I got all my this is kind of random, I guess. These are minifigure parts. Pretty sure you guys can all relate to these kind of things. So yeah, and up here some other random parts. Here I got some trooper gear and so on, and here I got dark red pieces and my orange pieces. So yeah, so that's really how I do keep my stuff organized. And the truth is, keeping your stuff organized is always going to be the best way to find around your stuff, or just find overall all of the studs I own. So yeah. So really, it doesn't have to be some plastic container that you buy at some Walmart. It could be just really anything. And this is the kind of part I'm going to get into, but let me just show you guys one last thing before I get into that. So right down here, excuse me. So yeah. So right down here, for example, I just got here. I just have an extra pair of these, which I got in the set, and all these larger pieces, which they are extra pieces, but you know, they're kind of special, different, useful. For example, I have an extra of these cockpits, and so on. So you can. These are kind of the types of buckets you want to start differencing with if you're barely getting into it. And this is the best part, or the big part I wanted to show you guys. When you're going to sort your pieces by color, there are various ways to do so. These are all my gray pieces, for example. So yeah, it is shameful. I'm pretty unsure I have more than 200 pieces right here. That's all the gray I have. Have a good look at it. And I'm actually positive, yeah. I think I'm pretty sure 50% of them are not actual Lego. There's some cheap fake things that I was given at some birthdays. So yeah. So that's how I place my gray pieces. However, if you don't have the means, this is the cheapest way, and this works for me. I think it's the best, but that's just in my opinion. Right here, I got this bag, and I just use any bag. I just don't rip it out. I open it carefully, put it on the top. And inside I've got all my yellow pieces. So it works just fine. And if you just keep like 10 bags and put each color in each bag, then just all sort them in one big kind of bucket style, or anywhere, it works really well. And for me, this is the best way I would recommend you. But now there's just one last way, which is pretty much the same as this, but upgraded. And of course, I am talking about this. The Ziploc style bag. Place all your parts in there. And the truth is, this is definitely one of the best ways with this right here. But if you guys want straight upgrade from this, go to this. It does the same job, it just closes. For me, I use my yellow parts almost every day. Always trying to build some new creations in yellow because the red looks terrible. And for me this is much more useful, but for some colors like blue, which I hardly ever use, place them like this, and it is cheaper than this and always better. Now I'm going to try to go ahead and move the camera just a bit, and then there's this one last thing I want to show you guys. And it is this one last option for those of you who want to invest money and have a lot of parts. Now, my full recommendation, my 100% recommendation is actually not to do this. Why do I do this? Because I have some spare of these in my house. I've got plenty of spares because for different reasons, and I have a few spares and I can just use them. Thus, I have this, and you just take in, take out, and then you get all your parts. It is very, very comfortable, very useful. Just have all your parts in there, and it doesn't really do much difference from this. It's just stacked up. So if you guys have the money or have any of these around your house, it's definitely the best. But I would personally recommend going on this. It's the cheapest way, best way, and if you guys want for free, just buy a $7 set and $70, $80 set, and you have enough bags for everything. So guys, that was the LCT Lego collection tips of organizing bins. Thanks for watching. Please do comment, share it, and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the Adam Seals channel.